What is up everyone? Boy, you have no idea how excited I am right now because I finally get my hands on the RTX 3080. And what I have here today is the Gigabyte Gaming OC version. So I was so excited that I kind of unboxed it already, so there will be no unboxing video right now. Sorry about that. But this is the GPU that you've all waiting for. So the design, it has this AG design to make it has an eager feeling, and the Gigabyte logo lights up. It has RGB on the Gigabyte logo, and the 3 cooling fans with a huge chunk of a cooler, and a back plate with holes over here for hot air to pass through. So I'm very confident that this graphic card is not going to run hot, it's going to run cool, because they kind of over-engineered the cooler, I think. But anyway, the main point of this video today is I'm going to just plug this bad boy into my PC. I'm going to run some benchmark and compare it with my previous GPU, which is the RTX 2060 Super. I know it's not going to be a very good comparison because I don't have RTX 2080, and I didn't buy one before that because we know this card is coming. So let's go ahead, plug it right in. I even took out the RTX 2060 already. So let's do this! Wait a minute. That was unexpected. I kinda underestimated the sheer size of this GPU. And my liquid cooler is in the way. Okay, after an hour of reorganizing my two 8-pin PCIe power connectors, I managed to fit this into my PC. Now, before you go asking me, Jude, why is it in the X8 slot and not the X16 slot? Look, okay, I know by default you're supposed to mount it in the X16 slots for the best performance, but I'm not gonna redo everything on my liquid cooler because all the pipe beams, ain't nobody got time for that. X8 slot it is. You can check out Gamers Nexus test, they did a test on X16 versus X8. You won't get any performance drop in gaming. That percentage difference is within margin of error, okay? And I'm not going to mount it vertically as well. You can check out my previous video on what happens if you mount your GPU vertically, okay? So with this RTX 3080 in my PC and up and running, oh, you can see the RGB lighting up. It's pretty cool, huh? Okay, so with that running, we can go ahead and run some benchmark, run some games, and we can compare with my previous GPU. For that, let us do a quick comparison between the two GPUs that we'll be using for the benchmark. As you can see, the RTX 3080 card is a 2nd gen RTX card, so it's running on MP architecture compared with RTX 2060 Super on the Turing. Next, we have the RTX 3080 on 8704 CUDA cores compared with 2060 Super, which is only 2176. That's way more CUDA cores, definitely way more performance. Next, we have Pcie Gen 4 on the RTX 3080 card, but you don't exactly need Pcie Gen 4 to run this card. You can use Pcie Gen 3 and it doesn't actually affect much performance in gaming. Next, for the memory, we have 10 gigs of GDDR6X for the RTX 3080 and 8 gigs of GDDR6 for the 2060 Super. For the boost clock, we have 1800 MHz on the 3080 and 1695 MHz for the 2060 Super. For the power draw, we have RTX 3080 on 320 watts compared with 175 watts for the 2060 Super. So your RTX 3080 is gonna run hot if you don't have sufficient airflow in your case. So make sure you get sufficient airflow, otherwise your GPU will thermal throttle. For the test bench, which is my PC, we'll be rocking an Intel Core i7 9700K at stock with 4 sticks of 8 gigs 3200 MHz CL16 RAM with
XMP enabled. So in terms of bottlenecking, you will not be seeing one on this build. Up next, the 1080p benchmark results on Gitmix. So we have some AAA game title here with some of them having RTX on. So as you can see, the RTX 3080 is wiping the floor on the RTX 2060 Super, but the 2060 Super managed to hit the 60 FPS mark, and the 3080 you don't have to explain it because, yeah, of course it can definitely do well on the 1080p gaming, otherwise it will be a glorious paperweight. So for 1440p, you can see the RTX 2060 Super is actually struggling to keep up at 60 FPS because the 2060 Super is not designed for 1440p gaming, but meanwhile the RTX 3080 still managed to wipe the floor for the 2060 Super because the 3080 is designed for 4K, so it can definitely handle well in 1440p gaming. And we run some 3D Mark benchmark as well. So on GPU score, you can see Port Royal, Fire Strike Ultra, Time Spy Extreme, with the RTX 3080 still owning the RTX 2060 Super by a lot. So there's nothing much to explain here other than the RTX 3080 is definitely owning the 2060 Super. So the results are pretty much self-explanatory. The RTX 3080 basically just wrecked the 2060 Super. Well, that's because the 3080 is designed for 4K gaming, while the 2060 Super is designed for 1080p gaming only. You're not supposed to compare the 3080 with the 2060, because I don't have a 2080. Yeah, I digress. So anyway, that doesn't mean the 2060 Super is useless, okay? There's still use for it. For example, the NVIDIA broadcast, which I'm using right now, and NVIDIA DLSS for some games, which utilize your RTX card's tensor cores. So if you can get your hands on the RTX card, the 20 series card, which is on sale right now because of the 36 series, be sure to get them, okay? Just get it for the RTX, not because of the ray tracing. Anyway, I have plans for the RTX 3080 cards, which is overclocking it, because why not? And also talk about GPU boost and boost clock, because it's two different things and it does contribute to your results in 3D Mark. And I talk about NVIDIA DLSS as well, because that's a new thing for gaming. So be sure to subscribe to our channel and enable the notification button so you won't miss out. And I'll see you on the next one. Goodbye.